Free Network.
Well. Welcome back to the Fourcast. Man, it's been 3 weeks, but we are back. It will be the two of us tonight. Two of our brothers are out tending to other important matters. So we are back. We will be reviewing G20, which is a film starring Viola Davis, also Anthony Anderson, Marsai Martin, who was on Blackish. So we'll get into that tonight. Also, man, just catch up. It's been a couple weeks. I'm glad to be back. A-Trap, I'm sure you're glad to be back.
Yeah.
A-Trap, man, been holding down his shows, man, like clockwork. So kudos to you. Keep making that dope content. But how you been past couple weeks?
Hey, man, yeah, I've been pretty good, man. I got my notification, 250,000 notifications today.
Okay. Yeah, man. Numbers continuously going up. You'll be at you'll be monetized before you know it.
Yeah. Club rap.
Oh gosh. All right, we can take a little detour because that did happen within the past 3 weeks.
Yeah.
What's your thoughts on Shannon Sharp, man?
You know what, man? It's kind of a double-edged sword kind of thing. You got to do like, okay, the whole world is appalled, and I can't believe it. But we saw a year ago, like maybe 2 years ago, we were celebrating Pacino and De Niro for the same thing, which was actually worse.
Yeah,
they had babies by a 20-year-old girl. You know.
My only I'm gonna put this up on the screen. My only issue is not that he's dating younger women. My issue is his selections, who he's choosing, because his just the drama, man. You got to be tired of this, man. The dude is pushing 50 or may already be 50, right?
Shannon Sharp older than me.
I mean, like at some point, if I was him, and this is just me, if I was him, I would find somebody to settle down with that could cook you a good meal, that'll take care of you. He's 56, actually.
Yeah.
That'll give you what you need, if you know what I'm saying. But these youngsters, man, like you got the money and you got everything to be able to handle it, but you gotta be careful who you're dealing with. I think that's my biggest issue with him.
But it's kind of, it's a unique situation, just to say the least. It's a unique situation.
I agree with that.
Because are we mad at him because of what he did, or are we mad at him because he got caught? Because Shannon Sharp does not stand alone in the arena that he's in, the pool of water, the pool of mud that he's standing in right now.
Yeah.
I mean, let's just be honest. When you are a man of a certain stature, you ain't chasing no 30-year-old.
A woman your age, right?
Yeah, you ain't.
I agree with you there.
So I mean, if it was my daughter, I would be trying to shoot him. But that's
yeah, if it was his daughter, because he got daughters too. I mean, he would. I just think at the end of the day, I think the biggest thing is your choices has consequences. So whatever choices he's made with whatever women that he's made it with, if they was immature, if they was planned, whatever it is, perception is reality. If I don't think it and you don't think it, we know, okay, Shannon Kosher wouldn't go that far, but the way they position things, you know how this works. The way they position things is gonna make you look horrible, like Deshaun Watson. That made him look horrible. And I don't know if he'll ever Deshaun Watson, I don't know if Deshaun Watson will ever be the same again.
Hey man, he just got married, so it ain't don't seem to be bothering him. Hey man, you give me $260 million guaranteed to the National Football League.
I'm good. I'm good, man. We're about to build the empire.
Go to Canada and play football, man.
And the CFL will probably sign him too.
Yeah, man. I got my thoughts on it. But then you know what, man? And then the conspiracy brother in me, his head came up, and I was like, "Did Shannon Sharp really just want to get away from Stephen A. and let this come out?" Because the viewership on Club Shay Shay and the viewership on Nightcap hasn't dipped one iota.
Not one bit. I mean, he's still doing the show like nothing. I mean, which I would do the same thing. I mean, like, this is your show, this is your platform. You're not on anybody else's network. This is your thing. So continue to do your thing. I don't think there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, because look at it this way. They fired me off ESPN. Okay. Okay.
Yeah, and I got 1 million subscribers on YouTube. That would literally be like me arguing with my management team at work. Man, y'all need to give me a raise. I just got 1 million subscribers. If I got 1 million subscribers, I'm a text Stan. Hey, I ain't coming in never again. I ain't even. I ain't coming home ever again. Tell the kids I said bye.
Right. Keep that love vacation time y'all got.
Yeah. But and also when you look at the whole thing with him being on Instagram Live, I think that was a marketing thing. Because he was selling that whatever that stuff was called.
No, he started selling the ED pills the day after.
Yeah. That was a gain. That was a marketing.
That's why that's why I'm looking at this situation sideways. Like, is this really just to get away from Coon and A?
Could be. Now I think you could go about it a better way than this, but people got their ways of how they get out.
Because it ain't no question now.
Yeah.
And that's just a conspiracy brother in me. But hey, man, it's a bunch of these cats out here, man, chasing it. When these cats be at these clubs, they not, oh man, hey, what's up, girl? You 35. How you doing? 42, how you doing?
Nah.
And then the man, he's freaking nasty, man. I mean,
and I don't got no problem with that, man. What you do on your own in your bedroom is your business. I ain't got no problem with that. I just think depending on who you pick, man. Depending on who you pick, some people just not. They're not looking out for your best interest. They're recording phone calls and doing all this stuff. Yeah,
because he was like 25,000 a butt cheek, and then I saw a picture of it. She ain't had no butt. So
right.
It free.
It should have been a discount.
Right. I mean, maybe that is a discount. Maybe with black girls, it's like 80,000.
It should have got it for the Lolo.
I mean, that may be Lolo. I'm looking at her butt. That might be Lolo. Get a BBL, it might cost you 75, 80 butt cheek. I don't know.
Yeah. Let me get to the chat real quick. Theodore Blue Streak, thank you for tuning in. Appreciate, man, your support. Tuning in on the replays and everything, man. Thank you. We appreciate you. He said, just like Monique told him. Just because Monique said it, I don't mean he gotta listen. I don't mean he gotta do it. We mad at what he did and who it was with. That's what Theodore said.
The man nasty, man. I mean,
he had it coming. He's a loudmouth. I mean, I think they definitely would have tried to. I think they would have definitely. There are people that are out for you. Definitely. When you talk more, when you talk louder, when you speak your opinion. So I definitely agree with that. True, he ain't lost ass or a day's sleep. You're right. You're right about that. What's going on, Keisha? Thank you for tuning in. All right, so this is a little catch up from past couple weeks. I'm gonna apologize on air. I came to Chicago and I text. I'm horrible at this. Okay, hey, boo me. Okay, boo me, crowd. Boo. I'm horrible at this. I don't do good at texting people ahead of time. When it comes to me, I do it and I'm already there. But anyway, I was in Chicago. Didn't get a chance to link up with A-Trap, but did.
No. Tell the whole story. I called A-Trap at 10 o'clock.
So you work overnight. You're right. You're right. I don't have no excuses. I should have been better at planning, better at
cool, man.
contacting them.
I mean, I like ribbing you, but it wasn't no big deal, man. It is what it is.
You work overnight.
Yeah, I work overnight.
I was calling them, contacting them during the day, but anyway, it won't be the last time. Won't be the last time I'll come there. Probably won't be the last time you come here. Maybe
every day at 6 or 7.
Yeah.
I'm teasing you, man. It's life. It's life.
Oh yeah, you good. All right. So tonight's episode, like we said, G20. This has been on the docket for 3 weeks. Sorry to all of the viewers that were planning to watch this review or looking out for the show. We will get back into a groove. I don't foresee anything coming up in the near future, or we will plug in. We got 4 people, so somebody will be here, and that's the vision, that's the goal. So G20 is available on Amazon. Viola Davis with another. As we get into some initial thoughts, I think this was good. I mean, I think her level of acting and her versatility to me is even bigger with this type of film. And even she did the film Women. What was that? It was like
Women King.
Women King. She did that too, which was definitely it was an action film. So she's got range. Well, give me your initial thoughts on G20.
G20 surprised me. What they did with this was take a atypical story and flip it on its head. And I really appreciate it. Like you said, she did a great job. You thinking, oh man, I've seen this movie 10,000 times. And it was stereotypical, but it was better than stereotypical. We've seen a million movies like this, but they put different twists and ties in it. They did a great job. I enjoyed it.
Yeah. I think they had a quality bad guy. When you think of a bad guy, they got to have a motive. They got to have a reason as to why they're doing what they're doing. And this guy definitely fit the bill. I think he played the bad guy in something else. Wilkes was mentioning it to me. But it was good. I mean, me and Erica watched it. We watched it from beginning to end. She enjoyed it, and she's not really into like these type of films, action films like this. So she enjoyed it. So that's definitely kudos to the filmmaker and Viola Davis, and it was believable. So sometimes you see these type of films and you're like, okay, she's not really doing that. She's not really that type of actor, but she worked extremely hard. I think it was on the Women King where she got extremely fit. I mean, she was doing combat and everything, so that kind of bleeded off into this film. There was some combat, there was some action, and so just a little bit of the backstory. She was a war hero that became president, and they're going to a G20 summit. It's in the title of the film, and during the film, everybody's there, so you can imagine if that was in today's time, what better way to get rid of or to turn the direction of the country or the nation really, or the world. What better way to do that when you got all the leaders in one place? So you can kind of imagine where the film's going. It was, you knew what the storyline was going to be, but it did give you, like A-Trap said, some turns and twists Anthony Anderson playing the husband of Viola Davis in this, which was it was good. He was good. He didn't. It wasn't. This wasn't funny. Now, I did have some funny moments, but this wasn't. He wasn't being blackish Anthony Anderson. So I appreciate him in this film as well. And then his daughter that was played also on Blackish, which her stock is rising even more. So I guess she didn't come home when she was supposed to.
Right. That's the part they left out the movie.
Right. Right. What's up, D? Great. Appreciate you for tuning in. All right. So again, G20, it's available on Amazon. I would definitely suggest you check it out. It's worth it. I think this is a movie that we support because of who she is and what she's brought to the game. So it kind of starts off with it. It was kind of started off kind of Disney movie like, when they're like, "Oh, it's a very serious situation. What's going on?" And basically, her daughter got out of the house. But you can only imagine if you're the president. Like in today's time, we almost had this situation. If this was the president, her daughter runs away. She's black. It's going to be all over the news. It's going to be everywhere. And so I think from that perspective, that was realistic because Kamala Harris could have been president. So this wasn't too far-fetched. This wasn't like, oh, you don't think this can happen? But yeah, she ran away and then she comes back and Secret Service and everybody's kind of on pins and needles and everybody's upset. And so talk about the opening of the film. Was that Disney-esque?
I liked it. I liked the beginning. After the movie was over, I appreciated the beginning simply because they threw us a curve. It was atypical. And you think, here we go, yada, yada, yada. And, okay, save the world. And they threw us a curve, and the curve came back at the end. So, like I said, man, this was a situation to whereas you have a movie that the framework is atypical, but we're gonna take it into a bunch of different directions, as well as it being a woman president, as well as her being black. And it gives you the outline of what the president should be in the United States of America today, and it really shed it shows some ugly truths about the United States of America, if you ask me.
Yeah, and I think the selflessness of her. There was many a times in this film that she could have just, I'm gonna get out the back door and I'm gone. Y'all can fend for yourselves, but she definitely showed in this film, which I think would be great in the presidency, is that you're selfless and that you think about other people. You think about the hungry, you think about the less fortunate. But I think on the scale of being relatable, this movie was perfect. So the main objective was for the villain to get for the stock to drop and everybody to go into crypto, which we know how big crypto has been over these past, I would say, probably what,
6 or 7 years.
Yeah, 6 or 7 years. So he wanted to take all this money and basically kind of run away and rebuild and rechange how currency goes. And that's 100% relatable to right now. Now, do you think in today's time something in this to this magnitude at the G20 summit, you think something that this could happen?
I don't think this could happen, but again, it played parallel with the world because Donald Trump is literally ruining the dollar in a different kind of way right now.
Different kind of way. You're right.
You have over the last 7 days, you had 8 countries pull out of using the dollar, which devalues the dollar. And what's the value now? Cryptocurrency. It could force everybody into cryptocurrency. It was a lot of relatable things. And as you stated, you have a classless, ignorant buffoon in the office presently.
Yeah.
She is literally him inside out. He's a stupid man. She was an intelligent woman.
Yeah.
He's a dishonorable man. She's an honorable woman. He couldn't spare an army. she was in a war. You know, it is literally everything he is not.
Opposite, complete polar opposites.
Polar opposites, diametrically opposed.
Right, right. So in this film, they end up going to Cape Town, South Africa, and as they're kind of coming into the hotel, there's a gentleman that greets them, which he ends up showing up later on. What I thought was a great spin and aspect to this is, and I don't know to what point did that interaction between Viola Davis and him interact, but they end up kind of saving the kids towards the end. Big Ellie in the building, man. Thank you for tuning in. Appreciate you, man. I know that you working as well, so we appreciate you coming through. But yeah, that was a good spin to it. It had some. You can see this character at one point, but you're also going to see this character pop up towards the end, and kind of help contribute, save the day. So give me your thoughts on that character. You initially watching it, I didn't think that character was going to be was purposeful in the film. I thought maybe he's the usher or the greeter. He ended up playing a pretty crucial role. So did you see that happen?
No, I didn't. It was a great, like I said, plot twist. You kept saying, but and then when you revert back to the beginning, remember she's debating with the national security people about the people who will be securing them, the people who will be defending the dignitaries. How will this be secured? And they offered her an independent contractor, and she, like a leader should, I'm only going to tell you what you need to know.
Yeah.
And it was I'm telling you, Doc, it was a lot of subliminal things going on in this film that tied directly into the world. You got the brother in Sierra Leone. He like, look, I don't need y'all. And the Africans in the G20, they like, we don't really want to be bothered with y'all on that level.
Yeah.
And you bring in your people are corrupt. And again, back to the onion head, the boo-boo head dude in the office,
orange man.
And what I really appreciated is it was really giving a lot of hints to the world. This which we could be dealing with. But if you start diversifying your portfolio in regards to dealing with people, if you want to deal with the Russians, you want to deal with the Saudis, you want to deal with the Africans, you want to deal with the South Americans, you want to deal with the Canadians, and so forth and so on, you can have this, or we can go back to the way we normally do it, and then you got wars, you have chaos, you have an inability to sustain life as we perceive it to be.
Yeah, exactly. All right, so they end up going to South Africa. The G20, we've kind of heard of it. All the different leaders there. They all kind of get them in a room, and they're all meeting and conversating. And then it was basically a heist. It was basically a takeover. And the major villain, which this was a again, like I said, a perfect villain to have. And this guy's name is Antony Starr. Is his name, and he was just one of those actors that you know what he's going to be doing. You know that he's going to be the villain, and you immediately hate the guy. But he's also in The Boys, which is more of like a comedy, like satire superhero type thing. So he's got some diversity too. But he ends up working on the security team, and so he's already he's already got the back door into all her whereabouts, what's going to be happening, all the things that you need. So that was a definitely a major part of the film, because seeing him, you knew, okay, this is about to go south sooner or later, which it ends up doing that. It ends up taking it over, which there's so many similarities to this type of. We've seen this in so many different films. We've seen this in something that we reviewed, Fight Night, which was more like comedy than it was, but it was still, serious moment. Get all the people in one room, have somebody watch them, and then you can, kind of master the takeover of everything. And I mean, it was a smart way to go about it, because again, you got all the leaders. AI played a part in this because they were given their speech of what they were saying, which was kind of random words, but they were able to AI and change it. Which, like, side note, man, AI is uh it's just like the internet, really. I want to get your thoughts on this too, because it could be used for bad, obviously, but it's also a good tool. You look at Chat GPT and what you're able to do with that and the capabilities of it. But in this film, you could see that this was used to convince the the world that their leaders were telling them, take your money out and do this.
And you know what? I really appreciated it, and I appreciated the fact that they showed you, instead of being like I said, instead of being preachy throughout a movie, waving your finger at your spectators, you showed the world, hey, if you don't watch out, if you don't stop being technology dependent, this could happen. You could bankrupt yourself. And again, I was looking at with my conspiracy eye. They were like inverting Mansa Musa. It was the inversion of Mansa Musa. Remember, Mansa Musa went around and just gave away money and destabilized the economy of the world.
Yeah.
These dudes come together to help people, and then they're going to destabilize the economy of the world, but for the wicked, not for the good.
Right. And so, and one major part in this as well is, before they end up going to the G20, Viola Davis, again, which is the president in the film, she says, I'm going to we're going to introduce this plan to help eliminate world hunger. So she was looking out for good going to the G20, and then they end up turning around into something completely different, which later on in the film, at the very end, it talked about that. But I mean, that's every city that you go to, every major city, there is homelessness. There was people that are hungry. There are families that are hungry. There are kids that are hungry. So this is a global problem that it's not really an easy fix. It's not like you could just turn the switch on and off. I think there's plans in place.
That, easy fix. I don't think feeding and housing people is a difficult fix. It's just, what are you spending?
It's the resources to put towards it to do it.
Yeah, I mean, okay. For example, just here in the United States of America, you want to tell me this is the most powerful country in the world? You want to tell me that we got all the answers? We the end all be all, right?
Right.
There are allies that the United States have throughout the like 170 independent countries throughout the 270 independent countries throughout the world. Okay, developed countries is only like 45, 50, right? Are you telling me the United States of America needs an army 27 times larger than Britain? Because that's what you have. For every bullet that you have in America, it's 27. I mean, for every gun that they have, for every bullet there, it's 27 of them.
Yeah.
It's taken down to 14. And you talking about $1 trillion budget on defense. Take it down to $500 million. I mean, $500 billion. And you use the rest of the money to build up some of these warehouses and factories that they're no longer using. You're employing people. You're employing people, one. You give people trade, two. And number three, and most importantly, you take people off the street and feed them. Easy fix, man. But no one wants to do that. Everybody want to walk around I'm not a berry. Nah.
Yeah.
Easy.
And I think when it comes to the kids, I think there are, and we've talked about it numerous times, the Black Panther Party and how they introduced the free breakfast program. And I mean, even free lunch. I mean, there's those opportunities over there, but also there's schools that during the Christmas, Thanksgiving, and during those different breaks, they have the opportunity for kids to pick up food, to take home with them, to give them snacks and things of that nature. But it's It's just the planning and the putting it into action, which it's not important. It's not an important thing unless it happens to them, and then it becomes important.
There it is. Who is it important to? Do working class people count in this country? No, they don't.
No.
This helped. I was having a conversation with my supervisor last night. Ironically, we were talking about free healthcare, and he continued to mention what wasn't good about free healthcare. I was like, at the end of the day, if I lived 200 miles to the north, 300 miles to the north, which is Detroit, I'm living across the street from people. Like, if I'm in Detroit and I get a severe illness and get sick, I could die. Over one bridge from Detroit. I'm talking about not 5 miles away. I can see Canada. If I get sick over there, I'm gonna be okay.
Yeah.
And you want to say you're the most developed country in the world? Nah, you're the greatest capitalist in the world. Capitalists capitalize. Who you capitalize off? The working class.
Yeah. And I think that's just the propaganda. That's just the narrative that we continue to say. Like, we're the biggest, we're the best, but when you the lowest, like that saying, if the lowest person on the team or the lowest person that you see, if they're struggling, then that's equal to the entire as a whole, the country as a whole. And we don't think about that. But that's just what we say. It's just a bad saying that we just continue to say. And a lot of us haven't even been around the world to know what other countries are even like.
A lot of us ain't been out of the state of Illinois, man.
Yeah.
Some of us ain't been out of Cook County, Chicago. I'm just saying, man. I have friends who've never. Dude named Joseph Staples, man. I'll never forget this in my life. We were both adult men. I had my mother's car at this time. I'm in the street, doing something probably I wasn't supposed to do. My mother sent a message to my grandmother. Tell Brian to bring my car. So, all right, cool. I don't even remember how I was going to get back, but anyway. So Joseph was like, hey, man, what you about to do, B? I said, man, I got to get my mom a car. He said, oh, your mother live on the north side. I said, yeah. He said, hey, man, can I ride with you? I was like, I'm thinking, what are you going to ride up there for? And he was like, I've never been to the north side. And I was like,
wow.
I'm like, what? And my whole thing is getting my mother her car back.
Yeah.
So me and Joseph jump in the ride. My mother had sent message, go pick up some Popeyes. So my mother lived on the far north side, literally across the street from Evanston.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you look out, you go walk out the house, look to the right, you looking at Evanston. You ain't even in Chicago anymore.
Yeah.
I go to this McDonald's that's in Uptown, but it's a very diverse neighborhood, but it's like Skid Row as well. I mean, Uptown is probably one of the most unique entities in Chicago because, I mean, you literally cross the street. You can step over a homeless person, cross the street to a high rise.
Yeah. Sound like downtown Dallas.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Never been downtown Dallas.
Yeah.
So we are on Broadway and Wilson. It used to be this Popeye's Chicken there. I say, hey, man, I'm about to run in here to get this food for my mom. Run in there and get the food for my mom. I get back in the car. Joseph blows my mind. You know what he said? Hey, man, white people use drugs too, huh?
Oh, my God.
What?
Wow.
It threw me off. And that's when I said, this dude has never left the west side, man. And we were adults.
Wow. Hopefully not.
I think I was a father, so that makes me no younger than 23. So Joseph couldn't have been any younger than 20.
Wow. And that's we got to see outside of our block. Some people ain't even been off the stoop.
That's what I'm saying. Joseph was, but luckily Joseph lives in Minnesota now. Yeah.
He definitely got off the block.
Yeah, he got off the block. Yeah, he lives in Minnesota right now. But, man, it blew my mind when he said, man, white people use drugs. I was like, what? I was like,
yeah, at a higher rate than we do. Really, when you think about it, they can buy it in larger amounts.
yeah,
Share it at parties. I mean,
man, this first time I bought cocaine with a white guy, around a white guy. Like, well, something? Nah, I'm cool. I'm cool.
Wow, man. Yeah, and that's. I mean, how many other stories are like that? How many other people are like that at adult age, even at 40?
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
We definitely got to do our best to. Doc says this all the time, to travel outside of the country, travel outside of your state. Start just traveling outside of your state. I mean, road trips, man. We go on road trips all the time. We drive. We probably been each direction of Texas because it's like 6 hours one way, 6 hours or 8 hours. I mean, you could. That's a whole. You could plan a whole year just by taking a weekend.
The Texas kick, yeah.
And then one thing I realized, being in Chicago, Indiana is not that far.
Mm-mm.
In my head, I thought it was
where you were.
Hours. Yeah. There were people staying in
Indiana,
Indiana.
like 20 minutes from where you were.
Yeah. Did go to Harold's. I don't know if I told you that or not. But
I was busy giving you a hard time.
Yeah, Harold's was good.
Okay. Well, you could have had Uncle Remus with potato. Yeah.
You
might not be ready to take the west side. Hey, you done gone to the west side, you just saw, whoa, we need to go back to Harold.
You go back. But yeah, man, and I think that's the greatness of the inner city, as people say, or the hood, as people say, or wherever you grew up at. There's different pockets and different areas. Like I mentioned, downtown Dallas, you got a 40-story building next to a house that's tore down, next to somebody that's like sleeping on the street. I mean, it's crazy. Right next to a Greyhound station. Like,
hey man, downtown Chicago has never been bad. It's never been bad, but the aesthetic has definitely improved from when I was 16. Like you said, you was the Greyhound station. Look. There was the United Artists Theater, one of the biggest theaters in the city.
Oh yeah.
The Daily Center, County Court, or what? You go to court.
Yeah.
City Hall, and the Greyhound station faced off.
And the Greyhound station just attract random people. It's just one of them spots, man. There's gonna be somebody camped around all four corners of the Greyhound. But
they hurry up, move that to they move. Get this thing out of here.
Get this eyesore is what they call it.
And looking back, man, you talk about some beautiful stuff, man. The Oriental Theater, the United Artists Theater, the Woods Theater, the Porn Theater, but then that was off in the cut. The Federal Building and City Hall and the Greyhound Station.
All right there.
You looking back, right? Yeah, this wasn't a good idea.
Yeah, it wasn't the best look. And it's the same thing in Dallas. If you go past, east, going past the Greyhound, City Hall's right there. All of that is in a whole walking distance. Probably take you 15 minutes to probably walk around there. Right, man. But let's get back to G20 once again. Viola Davis, another I think quality film by her. We normally do this at the end, but I just wanted to add in some of the reviews, which I do not agree with. IMDb gave it 5.1 out of 10. Rotten Tomatoes 58%, and Metacritic 53% out of 10. Now, when you look at Amazon, they rated it 3.6 out of 5, so they gave it a better rating. But I think, a lot of times you can't. We don't do this. We don't go by the ratings that we see. We just go ahead and watch it, see what it is, If it was trash, there's always one person that'll say it's trash. Out of the four of us, somebody will say it was, but this is definitely one I think I would recommend watching. So the heist ends up happening. They're deciding who's going to go where, who's going to do what. Shout out to the character that was like her right-hand guy. His name, let me go to...
Kind of put you in the mouth of the cat from Law and Order.
Yeah, Manny was his name in the film, but his name is Ramón Rodríguez. He's also played in Will Trent. If anybody's, it was actually a pretty hit show. I don't know if it's still on or not. Yeah, it's actually still on. But I mean, that's like in anything, you need a Manny by your side, somebody that's willing to ride for you, also willing to keep you accountable, willing I thought he was going to die, but he actually ended up making it. But somebody that'll ride for you. I mean, you need that guy, especially like in a film like this. But his character ends up finding, and this goes to a life lesson, always thinking ahead. He had the plans of the building. I don't think she knew that he had it, but he knew the plans of the building. They end up finding a side door, going through the side door, getting away from basically the heisters, if that's a word. That, but I don't know, it's probably 10 or 12 of them. I couldn't even count how many it was, but they were outnumbered. They had guns. The leaders of all these countries didn't. So obviously, then a lot of them were older. There's no way they could defend themselves unless they had their military or their high-level security there, which they ended up getting blown up in another part of and right before this happened. So when you look at strategy, the plan and how they wanted it to work out definitely happened. So they ended up getting through the side door. Now they're kind of deciding, what's the plan, what they need to do. So I think in a film like this, you gotta have the suspense. You gotta have here's the side door. You gotta have those pop-up moments. And I think that was a good moment in the film. And that was a quality character I think that you had to have. Give me your thoughts on that.
Oh yeah, man. Again, it ties into what we were talking. What I was saying earlier. When you are looking at how government should work, you should have the built-in loyalty. Manny had that. What is the basis of my loyalty? The fact that I serve this nation on the same level as her. I have a mutual respect. These are the things that we need to be taking in consideration instead of he said the things that I like.
Right.
He, exactly. Even though
he said he would do this.
Yeah.
Then he did something different.
Exactly. This is how government should work. Most people in elected officials positions are traditionally, in a lot of cases, were former military.
Yeah.
So they are willing to. They have displayed the want, need, and capability of dying for this. So you won't betray this because this is what you put your life on the line for.
Right.
So
you truly fought for it.
Yeah. Manny and her had a mutual respect because Manny understood she's done what I've done. It's easy to respect somebody, like even with something as simple as podcasting. If you've never been on a podcast, man, see, this is what you need to do. I'm gonna tell you no. So but me and you will always see eye to eye because we came from X Squad. Both of us wanted to slap. No, I'm kidding. I'm just kidding, X Squad, but I'm not here. But but we can't. Like the kids say, we started. We got it from the mud. Me and you used to do an hour back to back. I would support your program. You would support mine, and then we both walked away. We connected. We exchanged information. We got to stay in contact, and it has grown into a brotherhood. So it's easier to do this with somebody who understands. Man, I gotta watch every sporting event. I gotta keep an eye on it because that's when both of us were doing sports. So we didn't necessarily have to agree, but we knew the energy and the effort it took. Like you, I was doing my own thing, man, and you were taking time out your lunch to do your episode.
Yeah.
It was like, man, this dude is grinding. So yeah, that's what my man, he understood, man. Putting your life on the line for this country is mundane.
Right. And that's true loyalty, because when the loyalty right now is just blind loyalty, nobody's holding anybody accountable. That's not loyalty. That's I'm paying you to do something, or I'm a favor for a favor, and I'm gonna give you something later on for you to blindly be loyal to me, even though you know deep down that that's not you in your conscience, in your heart, you know that's not the right thing to do. So he would have died for her because she would have did the same thing for him, which I think is the level of loyalty that they definitely showed. And he knew also that she had some integrity. He knew that, like, whatever she's doing, I can get behind it because I know it's on the up and up, and it's not some type of sleight of hand that she's trying to do. So, because, you know, in all films, in all situations like this, somebody's got to be the person that rats everybody out, which was her other partner, was the female, which you didn't actually find out till later on. But I didn't think it was her.
They trust these women, man.
They trust these white women.
Yeah. It's big boy.
But I didn't think it was her. I thought maybe it was the other guy who ended up. He was clearly, you know, everything went left. Darden was his name, the Secret Service agent. He immediately was like, "Yeah, I'm on the other side, and I've been on the other side." So yeah, it definitely has deeper meaning. You can watch this. You can see this country. You can see this country through and out, and through and through. So,
and then you know what, old girl, like just think about it, man. She gave up for like a Hillary Clinton Escobar.
She did.
Because when Hillary was running against President Obama, she was. Do you really want him? You know,
she was all over it.
Decorating hate speech. Because it was never, when you're dealing with people, it was never about the presidency. It was about domination.
It was about the power.
Right. You know, and that seems to be the problem in the United States. We keep country. No. It's about that paper, it's about that power. It's about resources, it's about money, and it's about power.
Yeah. And it's about how can we get our class basically untouchable, to where you can't touch us, and you so far below us that you'll never be able to talk to me. You'll never be able to get me to hear anything you have to say. And and this was in the reverse. In this film, they wanted to flip it. They wanted to be like, all right, we want the lowest of the low, which I don't think he was about to share that money. Because when he lost that thing that looked like that pager, he was done. Like he was about to jump off. The wallet, the crypto wallet. Yeah, he was done. Like his life was basically over. He was like, I did all of this for the past hour and 30 minutes for nothing. So it wasn't about sharing. And I think there's people like this villain, that you want to try to destroy it, but really, like Viola Davis's character was saying, because he was hurt, because he fought for this country and his guys end up dying, and he was like, I'm gonna do this to avenge my brothers that died. And she was like, but that's not, what are you gonna do then? Like, okay, what's next? What are you gonna do with all this to help fill that wound, which it's not gonna fill that wound.
You know what was tripped out about that, and it just came to my mind as you were saying that. This is the physical representation of, if you had one wish, what would you do? I wish for all the money in the world, but you can't spend the money, because every time you spend the money, it comes back.
Right.
So what are you gonna do once you're the man? Yeah.
Right.
You know, all the money in the world. Okay, not a problem. Here's all the money in the world, but when you spend it, it can't go away from you, so you get it back. So you get this power, you get this, you get these resources, but you can't share them with anybody, because your spirit is poison to begin with.
Right. Exactly. Yeah. That goes to the Bible with Solomon, and he said, "What God said He would give him something." And he said, "What did He want?" And he said, "Wisdom," which wisdom can allow you to, which he was the richest man during that time, and wisdom can give you an opportunity to make money, can give you an opportunity to have different different levels of success, which is what he had. So, but I think our mind, sometimes our mind does immediately goes to money because we think that can solve some problems. I ain't gonna lie, that can't solve. I can't solve all the problems.
All mine, but I'm a unique bird, but
yeah.
But yeah, you're right. You're right. I mean, money, money works. It helps. We got to get paid. It all connects.
Yeah.
But like you said, to quote the Bible, is it worth having all this money and losing your soul?
Right.
Because, like you said, that dude was so deaf on that crypto wallet. He would have killed everybody in his crew because you saw how he just said he annexed the whole deal. Look, they come up in here. That's about it,
Right. He went. He was going to plan C and D. He was like, all right, everybody out, everybody dead, and as long as I get this wallet, I'm gonna share it with y'all. And what's up, Shaka in the building? Thank you for tuning in. He said, "Love of money is the root of all evil." Yeah,
man, that's the first
not
time
the
I've
actual
heard
money.
That's the first time I've ever heard somebody say that correctly. The love.
People say the love of money, or they say money. They just say money is the root of all evil.
Exactly.
Not the money, because money is a tool. Money is something that you need for your day-to-day, week-to-week, year-to-year. And that was this dude's demise. Like he was willing to die for that money that he never actually got. Which, we never actually, a lot of us never actually get that number or that money or that we want. All right, so Viola Davis ends up kind of being on her own at one point. We can fast forward a little bit. She ends up saying, "Look, you guys go ahead and go. They're coming for me. They want me. They don't want you guys." And Manny was like, "Nah." And Manny was literally about to die. All right, so for him to jump out of the car, I don't think we can really fathom. I've never been shot before, but he looked like in his side or in his rib or somewhere in that area. But to that level of, I'm willing to jump out of a moving car and come to her rescue, despite me literally on death's door, and they end up coming up with a plan. So, man, these are these moments in the film where it kind of turns, but then it ends up turning back. So it definitely gave you the twist. It was suspense. You didn't know what was around the corner. You didn't know if she was gonna have to fight hand-to-hand combat or she was just be able to shoot some people. So she had to do both. So Viola Davis was killing it in this, man.
Yeah. It was tripped out. Like Big Ellie, he plays Call of Duty. I haven't played video games consistently in a very long time. I don't like bang bang shoot 'em up. I was into basketball and football.
Yeah. Madden.
Madden, right? Madden and college basketball.
Yeah.
I'm watching Big Illinois play one day. Viola Davis looked like she had been playing. That whole scene was like Call of Duty, and I was kind of digging it. I still won't play Call of Duty, but
man, I'm so rusty. If anybody wanted to play Madden or any game, I mean, I ain't had a gaming system since probably the PlayStation 2. I ended up getting the old school Nintendo, thanks to Wilkes. So my daughter was like, I want to learn how to play it. So now we're going back, doing Excite Bike and Punch Out. And you literally had 2 buttons in the up, down, left, right. It wasn't complicated. It wasn't no top buttons. It was literally 2 buttons. And you had to figure out, you was either pushing them a whole bunch, or up, down, left, right, left. A, B.
Then A, B, up, down, left, right. Oh, I got all the guns.
Yeah, man. And it wasn't no memory cards. Like, you got my dad one time, he left the game on all day. Like, I went to school, came back. I don't know how that TV didn't die. Because this was some old TVs where the box was like 40 inches, but the box in the middle with the actual TV was like 20. But yeah, those are the good old days, man.
Hey, I got beat down once about that TV, man. My mother, I was in trouble. I might have got like a Q or something. My grades was horrible at that time. I got a bunch of X's.
That a Q.
Right. I got a bunch of bad grades, man. And my mother, think you turn that TV on, Jack? I'm going. Yeah.
Wait till she go to bed.
No. She was leaving. So my mother was. This is who my mother was. And she was, I mean, she didn't get back 1 second after she said, I will be back at 4:30. This better be done. Like, okay, you're going to be back at 4:30?
Okay,
at 4:25, I'm going to cut this TV back on.
Right.
Man, you know what my mother did, man? She come in the house and touched the back of the TV.
Hey, man, they detectives. Black moms are detectives, man. They don't. You're not gonna say one thing, and then I'm gonna figure out that you did it a different way. Like you better clean this house before I get home, and you cleaning it at 3:30, and she go to the corner and see all the dust in the corner that you didn't sweep up.
Oh my! Hey man, you just gave me a flashback, man. My mom was deaf on cleaning, man. She was like OCD before it was a thing.
Yeah.
It just had to be right, man. She used to have us make our beds military style, you know, with it, tuck under. Yeah. That whole thing.
Was she in the military?
No.
Okay.
just me. No. She just had to have it the right way.
Yeah.
Man, I remember one day, man, I thought I cleaned I'm like, oh yeah. I cleaned my room and laid in the bed. So you know you think you done it then, because usually she tell you make your bed. She like, I laid in the bed like, yeah, come on in here now. And this lady come in the house and move the bed. Then I tell you to mop. I'm like, I did mop. She said, it's floor under the bed.
Yeah, don't just do the part that you can see. You gotta do underneath. Yeah, but hey, that discipline, made us into what we are, and then we pass it down to my kids. Like, my daughter, she be trying to cut corners and be like, "Nah, get over there." That little spot that you seen, I know you seen it. You just thought I wasn't gonna see it.
Hey, man, it's funny, man. Watching Viola reminded me a lot of my mother in this movie, because, like, I remember I got a job at McDonald's. And you have to clean up everything at night, right?
Yeah, yep.
So I remember one time they had me clean the grill area. And my man Pancho was like, we got to re-oil the grill. You cleaned off everything. You got to keep some kind of oil. I was like, oh. So for the rest of the time, we closed it. I'm thinking clean like my mama. The rest of the
stuff was spick and span, was shining.
Yeah, like, oh, my bad. I didn't know.
I know you wanted to leave some residue there. You should have told me.
He had to re-oil it. I was like, oh, my bad. The rest of the time, I will mop, and y'all know, like, it would be times that, like, nah, y'all, I was like, I'm cleaning like 50% of my mama. They think it was immaculate. I'm like, I'm telling them, like, you don't see that? You don't see
right. You just don't know. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. But to your point, Viola, with her kids, she was definitely hard on them. But when you go through a crisis like this, she also was, she was getting ready to write notes. She was writing notes like, I love you, tell my daughter this, tell him that. And it was definitely a touching moment, but I can only imagine the different presidents throughout the years, what situations they were in that we don't even know of, where it could have been all over for them. And now you gotta forewarn your relatives, like, hey, if something happens, this is what I need you to do. So she was a real mom. All right, this wasn't one of those like, I'm gonna be nice to you when you disrespect me and you coming in late. And she took all this stuff out of her room, and that's another black mama thing. Every last thing that's fun is coming out of this room right now.
Yeah, you can listen to the radio.
You gotta be getting that. You just gonna be in the bed in the dark, like, that's it. You decided to make this choice, not me. You see, Shaka says, I feel I am the daughter. I feel am the daughter is smart. She was written like a brat, and I had an issue with that. Okay. Yeah, I hear you. I hear you on that. And I think that was
she. I don't care if your mama the president of the world. That little girl wouldn't have been with no black mama being the president. She'd got beat. She'd sent that. She'd have needed Secret Service.
right. Right.
I always shock her. Like, hey, you out here getting surrounded with your mama? Shoot her.
Don't hurt her though. This Grazer, yeah. But yeah, there was definitely, and that's how they started the film off, which was kind of setting the tone of her character. Like she was basically bad. Like this was the bad daughter, and then they had the son that was more of the like I don't do that kind of stuff, which that was kind of cliche. You know, you when you have two kids in a film, especially like this, I think you're gonna have one that's good, one that's bad. To have a dynamic there. All right, but what we're going to do right now, we're going to take a quick break. Coming up next week, we're going to be reviewing a film called Shooting Guards, which we'll play the preview for that, and then we'll be right back, and we'll kind of round out this review of G20. So we'll be right back in just a minute, maybe. All right. So next week, Shooting Guards, which is another version or another series or episode of Untold, which is a series on Netflix, which kind of gives you a documentary on sports stories. So it's going to give you deeper than just kind of the first level of it. And I vaguely remember this. I don't know what I was doing when this happened. Maybe I was in college or something, but I just remember him and Gilbert Arenas was getting into it, but then he got Javaris Critton got caught up on a whole nother murder charge. It was something completely different. So I'm like, how are these two? How they get tied? So I'm interested in watching this.
Yeah, he went far left. This is something. And we'll go deeper with this next week. This is why I truly don't like the National Basketball Association anymore. Because you cannot put, as they hinted, you don't put a room full of 19, 20-year-old millionaires in a room. People love to criticize those young men. If I would have had the opportunity, ... Yeah, I would have never ... Right. And nah, man, you need guidance. I mean, man, I think back when I was 19 years old. I was 30% retired, man. I'm only like 25 now, but that 5 helps. I remember doing that. I don't know.
Dumb stuff, man. I agree with you.
I've told the story on here before, like me, Big Illinois, and our homeboy Draz. We would have summer jobs, man. It's just to show you how, when you're young, you're just not thinking at all. You're just doing.
Yeah.
I remember standing in front of 1442 North Central where me and Big Illinois stayed. Draz lived around the corner. Draz walk up. We had some jobs. We got paid. Now that money is on fire in our pocket. We got to spend.
Burning.
It's hurting us. It's in our pocket. And we go, hey man, I don't know which one of us said it, but we standing there and we go, hey man, let's go. This is a restaurant in the neighborhood. Everybody ate it. Hey man, let's go to Sammy's. Before they start shooting. So wait a minute. It's literally a restaurant called Jerry's, 100 feet away from us. But we're going to walk Schiller, Evergreen, Gerther, Division, Sedgwick, Orleans, Franklin to Sammy's.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, to our right, it's Cabrini Green, where they shoot at you as you go to Sammy's.
Right.
But let's go before they start shooting. That's what we thought.
Yeah.
That made sense to us.
Yeah. Nah, I hear you. And that was one time me and two of my close friends, we went to a Warriors game.
Mm-hmm.
And so we were gonna basically catch the train, which is called the BART. We ended up going on the wrong train and end up being in like West Oakland. And we end up walking from West Oakland all the way to Emeryville, which is really, and this had to been like 10 o'clock. I don't know how my parents didn't lose their mind. This was before cell phones. So we ain't had no cell phone. Parents didn't know where we were. And that walk was probably had to been an hour to 2 hours. And we thought that was a good idea. Like West Oakland is not always the best neighborhoods. We could have got on the bus. I mean, because San Pablo is like, if anybody ever been to the Bay Area, like the longest street, I mean, ever. It goes through Oakland, Berkeley, Emeryville, Richmond. I mean, it goes all the way down to almost like Vallejo. So, like for us to do that, and that's obviously wasn't the safest at times. It was three of us, but still, we just thought that was a good idea, and it was a school night. We thought that was a good idea, and he had to go to school the next day. Yeah, I mean, you're not like you said, you are not all there upstairs.
Yeah, you're not. You don't. Like since you said that, me and Big Lloyd worked downtown Chicago. We used to date two buddies, Sam and Court, and we used to go from downtown Chicago to a part of town called the Low End. The city don't call it the Low End. The natives call it the Low End. Yeah. On the train, and we would walk from 35th Street to 43rd Street in the Low End. It ain't a person that's listening to this in Chicago saying, "Are you crazy?
You crazy? If you lost your mind."
Looking back, hey, bro, every time I cross 35th, I go, man, I used to walk through.
We was tripping, man. And like, if you had to be somewhere, we didn't have cars. I mean, you just walked. You caught the bus, and then you walked. I mean,
bus to a point and walked.
Exactly. Like your parents was like, all right, I mean, I'm at work, so you got to figure out a way how to get there. You just figured it out. Now, like, based on how the cities are set up, there's no bus. There is a bus. You gotta get a ride to like a train station to then get to a bus. So times are definitely
different. And that's why people kill me, man. Chicago and got crazy. What? Chicago been crazy.
That's probably outsiders thing.
Yeah, it's definitely outsiders, man. Like, man, no, there be some natives talking that foolishness, man. Like, man, I don't know, man. These kids crazy. Crazy than what?
Crazy than we were.
For a Steelers jacket.
Hey,
like
if you
running behind, I had the wheels back in the day, but I'm laughing because I know they're not gonna catch me. But because the dude walked past me and said the wrong game. I had the wrong game colors on. Yeah. And when he said it, I was like, turn on the jet, like, and then I'm like, yeah. Y'all not gonna catch me. And but then again, what's the saying? What's saying? Tyreek Hill wasn't in their game. Well, I had so much distance. I'm laughing. And I just went up to the train, and literally, as I'm going to the train, I'm taking off the jacket, folding it up, and sitting on it, and just held my breath. And these dudes came up with knives and sticks. They said, "You seen dude in the Steeler coat?" I was like, and then I waited for the train to come, and as I saw the train doors closed, I just leaped up and jumped on the train, rolled on the train, pulled up the jacket, and then look, this is the stupidest thing. Threw up the gang sign that they thought.
Yeah, man. We was not, and that was back in the day when starter jackets. You was getting robbed for a starter jacket, for some Jordans, for whatever.
They tore down that train station. I was on Home and the Lake.
Man,
my man said, "What's up, brother?" I said,
He was gone. But before he said anything else, he was gone.
I already knew because
Yeah.
What's up, brother? I said, I just got wide open, and then I'm laughing. I'm like, "Ooh, they'll never catch me." I was so far. I just sat on that jacket. She seems I'm holding my breath because if I don't, they don't know it's me. I'm holding my breath.
Yeah. Yeah, man. All right. So G25, it ends up coming to the point to where they end up getting away. Not everybody gets away though. Some of the leaders were murdered.
Unalived. You can't say murdered.
Yeah, unalived. But it gave you some suspense because Viola Davis and her daughter end up almost dying, falling off a cliff. So they end up getting saved. The husband, Anthony Anderson, ended up getting shot, but he had a vest on. So there was moments we were like, okay. So I mean, it gave you the roller coaster. It served the purpose. Definitely go watch it. Let's get into some final thoughts here and our Mike rating. What's your?
I give it a 3.5.
Okay,
I give it a 3.5.
Yeah,
as y'all said, 3 is average.
Yeah.
So
let's see. Hey, what's up, Denise? Milk and cookies in the building. How you doing? Good to see you. What's up? Thank you. And any final thoughts?
I like 3.5. Final thoughts is, I ain't gonna say it's sentence. I haven't seen sentence, but I ain't gonna say it's sentence with the sublims.
Yeah.
But it was a lot of sublims. It was a lot of warnings. It was engaging, entertaining, and worth the what was it, 90 minutes, 2 hours?
yeah. Hour and 30 minutes.
Hour 30 minutes, that was it? Okay. So it was right in your wheelhouse.
Yeah. That was I mean, from the I think the suspense was definitely took me for the film. But let me see let me make sure. It was it an hour and 30 or 50? It was 108 minutes. So
yeah. 90 minutes.
90 minutes. Yeah. So we're reviewing G20, which is available on Amazon. So you can definitely check that out. So yeah, check that out. So yeah, I'm agree with you. I think it was a 3.5. I wouldn't give it above that. I think it did give you kind of knew the ending, but you didn't know how you were going to get to the ending. And then the villain was great. I think it was a perfect villain in the film. Viola Davis, she killed it. I mean, she showed again her range, which every film that she comes out with, I mean, she's just showing that different layer of her ability and what she's able to do. So yeah, I would put it at a 3.5. Definitely, like I said, recommend it. I don't agree with the reviews that people have given, but the actual viewer reviews was better. The 3.6 out of 5, which is kind of right where we are. And yeah, she definitely showed that she could do anything. At this point, she can do anything. That was a good movie. All right, good. Glad you watched it. All right, so next week we do plan to have the entire crew back.
No, that's the week after Whips won't be there. No, that is next week.
That is next week, yeah, because he's going out of town to Baltimore. So maybe we'll have 3/4 of us next week. But next week,
sauce.
I've heard people talk about that. Is that like that mild sauce that?
It's like Harold's chicken sauce.
Okay, yeah.
That level sauce.
That sauce is good. I didn't know what to expect. They said you want it on the side or you want it on there. Okay, yeah, go ahead and put it on there.
Did you go to the place I told you, Portillo's? The sandwich I told you?
I did not. But they do have one here, but I don't think it's the same. We were planning to go.
Different water.
Timing wise, it just didn't work out. But
lake water versus Gulf water.
Yeah.
Gulf of America.
We went there and I had the hot dog, which was good. I think we did get the sandwich, but when you start moving to other states, it kind of kind of peels off the layers of the.
Hey man, don't ever say you're a black dude that ate one of those Chicago hot dogs again. Like, hey, your black card in jeopardy now, man. This is your first offense, so you cool, but that's just like
people don't eat those.
I know black people eat no hot dogs. Well, y'all know. That's just like when you come here, man. Don't tell if you do it. Don't tell nobody. You telling nobody you ain't no deep dish pizza. Deep dish pizza, we don't eat that either. No black people. We don't eat that.
Y'all don't eat that.
It's like, let me see.
It's the tourist attraction, really.
Yeah.
Y'all
like,
probably tired of it.
No, we don't eat that. We're not tired of it. Brothers don't eat that. Black folks don't eat that. We don't eat no deep dish pizza, man. We don't eat no lasagna pizza, man. That's what that is, man.
Lasagna pizza. That is pretty much what it is without the noodles in there. It's pretty much what it is.
Yeah, we don't eat
that. We agree with you. Viola Davis did her big one in that role. Another one in my DJ Khaled voice. Yeah, she.
Don't do it. The last.
Yeah, I ain't gonna pull that up. It won't let me delete it though. But anyway,
you have to go to the 3 dots and delete it.
Yeah, that's on Twitch for some reason. They don't show it. I can try to block them. Yeah, afterwards. But next week, shooting guards. And I thought I didn't know Critton was out of jail, but I think he got released.
He was out of jail either because they were talking about like
recently.
He been a court.
Yeah,
but
I mean,
that is about 20 years.
Yeah. Now he ended up only doing like 10. I think he got 20, but only ended up doing 10. So
hey, Ben, don't throw that word around so loosely when you say follow up with 10. Only 10 independent.
Yeah, that's a long time. That's not a lot.
Yeah, only 10 minutes is 2 minutes. But I'll give y'all a suggestion because Wilkes don't really want to do no more comedy. Ali Sadiq's new My Two Sons, that's pretty good.
I'm definitely on him lately. I watched his I think it's called Domino Effect, and it's like a 4-part. Now is this on
YouTube? He straight YouTube. You don't go on the platforms.
Yeah.
I like Ali Sadiq. He represents Houston, Texas very well. He's the best storyteller since Bill Cosby. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, I agree with you. And he's just sitting down in the chair. Like I mean, he'll stand up too, but
yeah, he'll move around.
That type of level of comedy, and the dude is hilarious.
You are really gonna love the part after he popped his son. He a former boxer himself.
Mm.
His son is a current boxer, and him and his son got into it. He popped him, and his son went home and called his grandmother. And he said, "You told my mama?
You told my mama? You told my mama? Yeah. You on that level?" Hey, but I agree. I like his form of comedy, and Dog is a big fan of his too. So
yeah, Ali Sadiq is a dope brother, man. Hey, super dope.
I'm definitely down. All right, so we'll be back next week. Thank you everybody for tuning in. We appreciate the likes. Big Illinois in the building for the thumbs up. Theodora, thank you. Appreciate the comments as well. But we'll be back.
I really believe he's big Indiana. I ain't gonna tell.
Big Indiana. All right, we ain't done this in a minute. We ain't been on in 3 weeks, but A-Trap, go ahead and close us out.
I'm use my man. Rest in peace to my man Combat Jack. I'm gonna use his ending. Dream your dreams, a man up, a woman up, and live your dreams. Because life without dreams flows in black and white. Life with dreams flows in technicolor, surround sound. We out.
Peace.